right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to welcome everyone here to the State of Synth. My name is Dennis G.
And I'm Neon Fox.
Mr. Neon Fox, how are you doing, my friend?
Dude, I'm doing alright. I mean, it's midweek.
It is midweek, yes.
Nothing to complain about. But yeah, Dennis, I'm excited. We've got a double whammy tonight.
Oh, I'm telling you, this is going to be an incredible night. I don't even know how we pulled this off, but it's just one of them things that happens through serendipity, really.
Yep.
We had Max Cruz scheduled for the show, and out of the blue, Pat DeMeo from the Motion Epic just kind of hit us up and said, hey, I'd love to be on the show. And I was like, how about next week? Because, I mean, you are a major part of the show.
Anybody who has listened to good music will have listened to several albums, and they will have realized that these two artists, we got to have them on together.
Yeah, it's like chocolate and peanut butter. It's like your favorite chocolate candy bar all mixed together, mashed together, and throw in some ice cream, and that's tonight's show for you. So
yeah,
we hope you enjoy.
By the way, if you're tuned in to our YouTube channel or our Nightride.fm IRC channel, say hi in the chat because we want to say hello to y'all.
Yeah, absolutely.
I got some hellos to throw out there. We got Vasto, or
hey,
was in the IRC chat, and we've got our friend from Perth, Australia, way down under. Yeah, Craig Packman. Welcome back to the show. We've got Rex Balls in the house.
Nice.
We've got Zoo. Dennis, you're in the chat.
I am indeed.
And
yes.
This guy Dysterian, I've never seen him before.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever tuned into a show.
No, never heard of him. Jimmy's tuned in, and over in the YouTubes, we got TA. Oh, and Howells has joined in.
Hey, Howells, it's been a while.
So, yeah. If you're in the chat, say hi. We'll throw some shout-outs.
Yeah, very, very nice. It's been great, and we love having you tuning in and getting shout-outs on the show. Jules, I am so excited. I discovered a new drink today. I would like to share my drink recipe. Here's my thing. I've been looking for things to mix Fireball in, and I went to...
Like Fireball whiskey?
Fireball whiskey.
Right.
And I went to the Village Pub, which is like maybe 5 minutes away from me today, and they had I guess it's kind of like a Halloween-y / Thanksgiving-y kind of drink because it involved apple... which is like Magners or Orchard. You know the spiked apple stuff with the apple juice.
One of those like hard
apple juice. Yes.
Yeah.
So what they did was they took Fireball and they poured it into an Angry Orchard, and then they just put whipped cream on the top, and they called it like just an angry bomb or something like that. It was fantastic though, and I was like, you know what? I just bought Fireball the other day. I'm like, I can make this happen. And I just, Jules, I felt like I needed to have a nice, fancy, fun drink for tonight's show because I was very excited. And it's been kind of a week,
Yeah.
So I figured what better time than to really rake in and bring in the new fall season than to have this wonderful drink with wonderful friends. And shout out if you guys are drinking any libations, if you're drinking hot cocoa or whatever it is you're indulging in. Feel free to shout that out in the chats, and we'll give you
Dude,
a
you
shout
said
out.
Bomb. It's been a while since I've had a Jager Bomb.
Jager Bomb! That's a New Jersey thing.
Those are my Achilles heel. Because those things, you can down like 5 of them and not feel anything.
Yes.
And then 30 minutes later, you can't walk.
It smacks you on your ass. Yes, indeed.
It smacks you on your ass.
But it's great. It's all great fun, and we're just going to have a good time. We have a great show lined up for you tonight. No top story, Jules. No
Dude,
top
it's
story.
all music.
It is all
our guests.
Yeah, we had to make room.
Do we have guests? And so I was like begging Mr. Max the Sax Cruz if I could get an MP3 of this cover song I'm going to play tonight because, licensing and all that. But we're independent radio, so screw them.
Yeah, F them. It doesn't matter.
Because you're not going to find this on Bandcamp. You gotta send Mr. Max Cruz and the Motion Epic like $500 to get this track on MP3. Trust me.
Yeah. So you
Yeah.
are in for a treat, and you're always in for a treat when you listen to the show. But extra special doubly treat with whipped cream is tonight. Is going to be tonight's gig. So enjoy.
All right. I think it's time for a tune.
You know what? I think it is absolutely time for a tune. And speaking of amazing things, I had no idea that this was even going down, but I heard about this. My God, how did this even happen?
So if you're in the if you're in like the Night Ride Discord, you would have got this track yesterday. But yeah, Fixed. I had no idea a Fixed Neon artist would collab with Ollie Ride.
Right? That's amazing.
But this track, wait for the chorus. So I think we should kick this off.
I think we totally
kick the night
should.
off with this surprise new single from Fixed artist Fury Weekend, and of course the Freddie Mercury of synthwave, Ollie Ride. This is Soul Survivor right here on Night Ride FM.
And that was Soul Survivor featuring Ollie Ride, and that was by the Fury Weekend. Jules, I just happened to be wearing a Fury Weekend shirt yesterday when we were making the announcement. And
wait, dude, I don't have a Fury Weekend t-shirt.
You don't have a Fury? What?
Oh my god, I gotta make note of this.
Jules doesn't have
Dennis has it. I
Fury
don't.
Weekend shirt.
I got a bunch of Fixed Artist t-shirts, but I don't have Fury Weekend.
Well, if anybody from Fix is listening to us right now, we got to fix that. Got to hook my man up, because it's a pretty rad shirt.
I'll jump onto the Fixed website.
And I'm pretty corny. I wear it on the weekend. I don't know why. I always wear it. I'm like, this is like my weekend, because it says Fury Weekend. And I'm like, I'm going to have myself a Fury Weekend. And I wear it, and I feel good. And it's a great shirt. Washes up real nice. They always have nice shirts over at Fix. So
I like my Scandroid shirts. I had a Scandroid hoodie, too, but I gave it away to someone. And I haven't got it back.
The old hoodies.
Yeah.
You know what I got to break out? I got to break out the Alpha. Not the Alpha.
Yes. No, it's
Yes! That one. Damn it.
It's what
Arctic Mega Defender, thank you.
Arctic Mega Defender season.
So sorry.
Yes.
Mr. Defender. We forgot your name. And
amazing artist from Sweden.
Those shirts are fantastic. If you guys, let me put this out there. If anybody wants to send Jules or I any t-shirts or sweatshirts or anything like that, I'm not even joking. We will pimp the hell out of those shirts. You will get your money's worth 10 times over. I'm just saying that right now. So anybody out there, struggling artists.
Quick shout out to Morphoise, all the way from the UK, who's joined us in the IRC chat. I don't know how he's still awake.
Yeah.
And also in the YouTubes, we got Hugo, the pork eater.
Ooh, very nice.
I like pork.
I like a good pork.
Pigs are such magical animals.
And my dog doesn't have a pork chomp tonight, so I think I told the story of the pork chomp. These things are great. They're just like, it's like pork skin, and they wrap them up in like this doggy biscuit, and it literally keeps my dog busy for hours and hours.
I told you last week about my friends who give their dog this bone, and it turns out to be the penis bone from a bull. And I'm playing with the dog with it, and they're just laughing at me. They waited 30 minutes before they told me what the hell I was playing with.
That's great. You're playing with the bull balls. There you go. Good times.
And Rex will give us his soiled underwear.
Anyway, moving on to our top story and top story of the evening: soiled underwear and Rex's balls. No, we have no top story, Jules, and I'll tell you why we have no top story. I'm lazy. And I didn't get a skit together for this weekend, so we actually have one more final part of the saga. If anyone's following along the season, if you have been checking out the show, we have our jazz bar downstairs, and we have a ghost, and we're trying to figure out what's going on, and our good buddies Mr. Stan Steele and Rachel are down there doing their thing and trying to figure out what's going on with this ghost. We have Spooky Steven down there. We all love Spooky Steven. They're going to continue the adventure, the conclusion of the adventure next week. So until then, we got nothing for you. So there you go.
We have music. And
we got nothing but a tune.
Amazing guests. You know what? No top story, because we got two guests tonight.
We do.
Two bands. One is Mr. Max Cruz. The other one is we've got Pat DeMeo and Cali Mocho from the Motion Epic. But before we get to them, we got one more track for you.
Yeah, absolutely. What do we got lined up here?
All right, so I don't get to say this often, but Slovenian artist Neuromancer has a brand new single out from his upcoming EP Hardwared. This is Cloud City by Neuromancer, right here on Night Ride FM.
And that was Cloud City by Neuromancer. Very good, Jules.
Slovenian.
That was a good pick.
I gotta look at my Twitter. I think he's the only Slovenian I have.
Well, there you go. We need more. We need more from that area, so we can build up an army, a synth army.
By the way, I gotta throw a shout out. We've got a Horrornaut in the IRC chat.
Nice.
A Horrornaut.
My man.
I don't know which one.
Speaking of t-shirts, I still love. We talked about it last week. I love my Horrornauts t-shirt. I wear it wherever I can.
Stop rubbing it in.
And it's glow in the dark, Jules. Did you know that it is limited edition? Just saying.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but okay. Do you have the Motion Epic t-shirt?
I don't actually.
Do you have two of them?
I don't have either one of them.
Do you have three of them?
I do not have thrice of them either. So
well, although, so I think we gotta seg.
Speaking of, ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to introduce to you our very special guests of the evening. Let's have a nice round of applause for. We have Max Cruz, we have Ben, and we have Pat DeMayo and Nick from the Motion Epic. Did I say your real name? I was supposed to use your handle. I'm bad like that. I just outed you. You are officially outed.
You talking about me? I don't give a shit. Everybody knows.
Cali Mocho.
Cali Mocho, yeah.
But yeah, Max the Sax Cruz, all the way from Sydney, Australia.
Evening. Well, evening for me. Yeah. Evening for you.
Yeah. Evening for you. It's what, lunchtime or noon for you?
Yeah, 1:30.
1-ish. Okay, 1:30.
1:30.
We got Pat DeMayo, the voice, all the way from Montreal, very far away.
How's it going, guys?
And we've got Cali Mocho, aka Nick, all the way down in Texas, right?
Yes, sir.
I love that name, Cali Mocho. It sounds like a delicious thing I want to eat, but it also sounds like something I want to dance to. It's a great. It really is a great handle, and I just want to celebrate your name. Sorry for messing that up because I'm bad with names, and that's how I am.
You got it exactly right. And you know what? That just proves that my instincts were spot on.
Every day's a party when you got a name like Cali Mocho. Well, very good.
All right, now, I gotta say, most people would be wondering, why do we have these two different artists on tonight?
Yes.
Well, okay. I mean, if you've been listening to Max Cruz, if you've been listening to the Motion Epic, there's some overlap here.
Fair to say, some cross-pollination. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we get to play a bunch of tracks from all of you guys tonight.
Yeah, this is crazy. It's like a crazy reunion. You guys you guys are all working together, but not all of you have even spoken to each other on a microphone and
voice
talked.
to voice, no.
Yeah. So who hasn't spoke to each other yet? I think Pat and Ben have.
Yeah, Ben and I are talking every single day. But we're always talking. It just keeps going, the conversation, right? We just never say goodnight or goodbye or whatever. It's just constant conversation. But Nick and Ben have worked on songs together and never spoke vocally together. They've obviously texted each other through Instagram or whatever.
Beauty of remote work.
Yeah.
But there it is.
Well,
it's the first on State of Synth.
When you have Pat in your life,
I think I don't. Did Karin ever get you guys on a panel, or did we?
Yeah. We were on. We chatted with Karin with.
God damn it!
Wife Alessandra.
Oh yeah, that's right, Alessandra. Yeah.
Yeah, we did that. It was last year. Ben.
Damn, Karin.
It must have been.
Yeah, Karin always gets.
Well, you know what? Karin didn't have Nick on though.
That's true.
That's correct.
Uh-huh.
So there it is.
Her loss.
But this is great. This is incredible. Now, as far as who does what with the band, and I'm just gonna call it. To me, it's kind of like a super. It's like a super band, like the Max Cruz. And now, Ben, I know you also do work, and I could be completely incorrect here. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But you do also work on some stuff with the Motion Epic. Is that correct?
Well, typically, most of the stuff I do with Pat is just saxophone.
Saxophone. Okay.
Yeah.
That'll
So
pass.
I offer opinions.
Okay. Well, that's a part of
Here's
it.
the thing, Ben, I remember last time we talked to you, saxophone was not your first instrument.
No.
So
no.
you listened to the
Piano would have
Midnight.
been my first,
I remember
yeah.
this conversation. You listened to the Midnight, and you're like, "Oh, I like the sax. I should learn that."
What?
And all of a sudden,
Is that serious?
Not-
Did that really happen?
Not quite accurate. Because I had already played sax for quite some time before I heard the Midnight, but
Okay.
the Midnight was
Very
the
good.
you're half there because
Because-
was kind of the inspiration to put together Cruise Control.
If that was the thing, I'm gonna quit right now. If you could just be like, that sounds like a fun instrument, and then all of a sudden start playing it like the way you do, I'm just like, what am I even doing in my life?
Look, I get a lot of comments from up and coming saxophonists, and I can assure you it's not the easiest instrument, but
No.
it's fun if you stick with it.
You got lots of keys, and I always find it interesting because there's keys, and it's all around the instrument. You got keys up the top, you got keys down in the bottom. Like you have like hidden keys like around it. You gotta like
Yeah, look, it's a weird instrument
It's
because
crazy.
there's so many alternate ways of playing different notes that I was saying this to Morpheus the other day. It's like you can go your whole career and not hit some of them. Like you just don't use that particular key depending on your preferred fingering of a note.
right. That's fascinating. Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a funny instrument that way.
But it sounds great. I mean, to me, saxophone and synthwave are just meant to live together in harmony.
Wow, that 80s aesthetic. It's all about it.
Yeah, for sure. And you guys definitely have just the elements that you guys put together to make Max Cruise is just incredible. Pat, I know you provide the vocals pretty much for the group, along with your wife Ben, who does some fantastic vocals as well. And it just, when you put it all together, it just makes this really great sound that, I mean, I feel like it's like the quintessential synthwave sound. Like even like both of the albums, both of the projects that you guys have, the Motion Epic and Max Cruise, I feel like it's just so in the zone that, you know, it's hard to, you know, if you want a good solid definition of what synthwave is, like I would have no problem passing either one of those albums and being like, hey, listen to this. This is what you're gonna get, you know.
Yeah, no, I appreciate you saying that, and I think Pat would agree that one of the interesting things is, you know, there is so much cross-pollination, but
Yeah.
we don't have that much crossover of a sound per se.
Right.
You know,
It's distinct. It is very distinct.
I think you'd agree, Pat, mine's a bit heavier.
Max, yours definitely more outrun with
Yeah,
sax.
I'd go.
And
with
then
that,
you
for sure.
throw in some vocals from Pat the Voice DeMeo, right? But the production is more outrun, right? Whereas
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Pat, like the Motion Epic, is more Steve Winwood.
Yes.
You know, that kind of 80s
It's
sound.
more. I feel like it's more cerebral. It's more. It's heavier on. You know, your
It's like
your
the boy-
ballads and your
Pat's more like the Boys of Summer type thing.
right.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
deep,
like-
Yeah.
lamenting kind of nostalgic feel. I feel like.
And
I
Max.
think you guys got it right. Sorry to interrupt, but yeah, you guys got it like pinpointed. But yeah, I just wanted to add in real quick. Like I'm very grateful for Ben because I mean he challenges me vocally, you know. So that's where you're getting. That's where you're getting like this other side of me. Like You're the Voice was one of the most difficult songs I've ever had to sing in my life. But like I
Dude, yeah, it's
appreciate
not an easy
listening
one.
back. Yeah, my dad and my brother, I played it for them, and they're like, they can't beat. Like, what did you do? I'm like, well, yeah, it's,
He's saying it.
Just squeeze
Blow out his
your
vocal
balls,
cords.
squeeze your balls, and yelled it.
pretty much.
It's always, I do remember, it's always funny. It's same with Danger Zone. I send him the track. I'm
Oh
like,
yeah.
do you reckon you can sing this? And he's like,
So we're gonna get to that because both of you guys, like both of you, the bands, you've done some amazing covers, and you know I'm a slut for covers. I made a note, and I'm probably missing some, but I made a note later on about all the covers. We'll get to that later, right? But one thing I just want to remind folks, Matt, like Ben, are you still? I can't remember. I think are you still involved with Cirque du Soleil or not?
No, not officially. Actually, funny you say that. My wife's actually back on tour at the moment, so she is.
So Alessandra's still doing the Cirque du Soleil.
Does she play Vegas? I was just in Vegas.
No, she's in Saudi Arabia.
No
right
kidding.
now.
What?
You guys got shows everywhere.
places.
Oh my god.
That's wow.
So she's touring over there. So no, I'm not officially affiliated. I still have little things here, there, and everywhere, little projects that pop up. And
So you're not swinging from the rafters?
no,
It's just your wife.
just my wife.
She does aerial stuff. Is that what it is?
Yes, dude.
She
Dennis,
doesn't do aerial stuff in the show.
That's
she's
crazy.
a vocalist and a character in the show. But yes, she's an aerial.
Which show does
instructor
she
as well.
do?
Dennis, look, find her on Instagram.
I'm
and
geeking
look
out
at-
right now.
Look at her dance routines. Look at her swinging down like little ropes and stuff. Like she's
Yeah.
Yes,
incredible.
my talented
I just went to
wife.
Vegas. They had six or no. I think they have like 7
Yeah,
Cirque
that's a lot.
shows in Vegas. It's insane. The amount of Cirque
Yeah,
shows.
I've actually never been to Vegas. I've never seen any of those shows.
What? It's
I've been
incredible.
I've been everywhere but Reno, but haven't passed through Nevada.
Don't feel bad.
Florida.
I haven't hit the west coast of the U.S. yet. I mean,
You'll get-
well, actually, no. I hit Seattle and Portland, but I didn't get to go south.
That's big country.
What a loser.
Yeah.
Party in Vegas. We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna all do Cirque. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be a synthwave. Actually, at one point, I think somebody was trying to get a synthwave festival in Vegas, but it just didn't happen. That would be a lot of fun.
That'd be
Yes, I
amazing.
think so. Yeah.
But anyway, we're digressing. We do have a subject here.
We'll
I don't really know what it is, but
I don't know. We'll get back to that. But okay, we need to play some music because we don't want to bore our YouTube
Yes.
listeners. Because heaven forbid you talk
music.
while
It's all about
while
the
people
music.
are listening to background music. They freak the hell out.
Yeah.
But-
all the talky. No talky.
Ben, aka
Yes.
Max the Sax Cruz. I mean, you like to learn instruments and stuff. Have you learned any new
do.
instruments since we last spoke to you, like a theremin or a trumpet or something?
Oh, I would love to say yes, but I've just been too busy. So no, unfortunately
Ah,
not.
damn.
Theremins, though, actually the Hornauts play the theremin as well.
Yeah,
And
we're talking to them a couple of weeks
did
ago.
I mention the shirt that I have?
Yo, kids. Enough. Just keep rubbing it in.
But yeah, unique instruments. I think if you guys were to play like the most unique instrument, like what would it be? I guess theremin's probably the most unique instrument out there, right? Or I don't know. Have you guys ever played like any really weird, just bizarre? Like what is this thing
I
even?
played a duduk, like an Armenian duduk. In
A
Cirque,
duduk.
which-
All right.
I wouldn't say it's a rare instrument because if you're an Armenian, it's not that uncommon. So
Yeah, right. I guess too. Right. But now, what is that? Is that like
it's
a?
relative.
Is it like a
It's like a-
horn or a
No, it's
string?
like a flute.
It's,
I'm googling now. It's
It's like a
flute.
double reeded, yeah, not quite a flute, like a double reeded recorder almost.
Oh yeah, like a recorder clear. Oh, okay, yeah.
Very nice.
Layman's
Okay.
terms.
I think we need more unique instruments in synthwave. We need to
Nick.
just trick
Nick,
it out
what's the
like
wackiest instrument you've tried?
Well, actually, speaking of down under, I used to actually play a fair bit of didgeridoo.
Oh, I knew
There you go.
somebody had to say it.
didgeridoo.
The
I
didgeridoo.
actually, so
What's
that's
a
funny,
didgeridoo?
I actually used to collect any kind of like world instrument I could get my hands on.
Oh,
So I had a
collector.
didgeridoo, like rain sticks, all kinds of weird percussion, Afro-Latin percussion. I had like an Irish tin whistle, pan flutes, South American.
Dennis, the didgeridoo is that long thing. down
Oh,
there, like-
that's the
that-
thing.
that the
that goes,
Aborigines play, and it goes.
Whoa, that's
Yeah.
incredible. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I
Dude,
want to go
somebody
to a
needs to
party.
make some didgeridoo wave.
We need all right. So anybody listening
What
out
the
there,
hell, man?
that is a
I
producer.
think,
we need
I think,
didgeridoo wave.
Our friend Griff.
Yes,
might,
Griff.
Have something coming soon.
Oh yes, I
Nice.
think he. Yeah, somebody mentioned that. Griff said he hinted that he had some a
Yeah,
didgeridoo
saw something on
surprise.
Twitter.
Well, that is very
Didgeridoo.
exciting. I
I like
love
Griff.
unique instruments, and I love Griff. Griff is my homie. So I'm very excited to hear
Pat-
some of that.
Pat, craziest instrument you've played or touched?
Dude, I
Yeah,
don't know.
Pat, what's the
man.
craziest instrument you ever touched?
I'm trying to think.
Touch it.
I'll be honest.
Touched
I mean,
What's the native instrument of Montreal?
shit. Le langue français. I don't know. I'm just having a hard time thinking about it because, like, I mean, I grew up in rock bands, man. Like, it was.
So you're traditional.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. I'm not as talented as my friends here, unfortunately.
No Putina phone.
Pucci, is that? I think you guys are just making up words at this
No,
point. Honestly.
Pucci.
Didgeridoo wave. Like, honestly, that is one of the best
Yes.
genres of ideas.
Griff's
I've
got
ever
us
heard.
covered.
Yeah, this is because you know what, we need to expand the boundaries of this scene, and
Right.
we appreciate the didgeridoo players and
all the OG artists were always complaining like everything sounds the same. Well, okay, how about some didgeridoo wave for you?
didgeridoo. Did we just name the show?
I
think we did.
Gave us the bagpipes.
Oh yes.
Bagpipe
Oh
wave.
yeah, the bagpipe
Yeah.
wave.
That's
Yes,
fantastic.
Yes, the Glasgow song.
That's
Michael
true.
Ridley.
Indeed. All right, so very good. This makes me feel really good. I feel like we're very global. We have a lot going on, and we're all unique in our own special way. And I tell you what, you guys are just very unique too, like in the sounds that you do. I know that we do a breakdown of every single year. We do our yearly top 10 albums, and you guys always end up, and it's really not, we're not trying to like be biased or anything like that. I think we probably ended up putting you on our list before we even did the interview, but
So okay, so I don't know. Maybe you guys probably won't be surprised to hear this, although you'll probably pretend like it's the first time you've heard this. But all you guys, Max, aka Ben, and Nick and Pat, you sound like real musicians who discovered synthwave, looked around and said, "I came, I saw, I conquered." Like you're not guys futzing around in front of a DAW.
I don't know.
You're
about
musicians.
he's trying to say you guys sound like you know what you're doing.
I think it's fair to say that we're not hobbyists.
Right.
It's
And-
music is something I have done for a living for a long time, and same with Pat and Nick. So
Yeah.
So I mean, to your point, it's accurate to say that of the three of us, none of us are people who got into making music after hearing synthwave.
Right. You're not like me, like loading up a pirated version of Ableton with a MIDI keyboard going bleep, bleep, bloop, blah, bleep, bleep, blah.
That's
Nope,
great.
That
I
doesn't
love
work.
it.
I mean, I sit in front of a MIDI keyboard and go bleep, bleep, bloop, blah.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't? Honestly, it's just so fun.
One day somebody will have to explain to me what a chord progression is, because I have no idea.
Yeah,
Well, let's talk about it.
let's talk about it. Let's break it on down.
No, you know what? Let's play a tune.
Even better. Let's
listen
Alright.
to a chord progression.
let's
Yeah, there
listen
you
to a
go.
few chord progressions and a little bit of wonderfulness of the.
So, Max Cruz has 3 albums. Well, 2 out. 1 dropping this Friday.
in what is it, 10, 11 hours?
you
from
got another album
Oh,
dropping? Holy
Yes,
crap!
11. Oh, that's right, because you're one day in the future. So.
You were like an album
Right,
dropping
so
machine, man.
For most of us, it's Friday. For those of you like, I don't know, like Craig Packman, who live over in Australia, it's tomorrow.
It's
true.
But,
Speaking of Mr. Pac-Man as well, shout out to Craig,
yeah.
awesome supporter. Thanks
My
for
man.
saying
So
that.
it's not a Thursday night, so he can't tell me it's Friday Pie Day tomorrow, because that's Friday. Still gotta wait another day for your Aussie pie.
I
But
could
anyways,
go for an Aussie.
Max Cruz has a new album coming out called Night Cruise, your 3rd album.
Yes.
And there's 2 singles available right now on Bandcamp.
Mhm.
And so we are gonna play this one. It's called Run. Ooh, from the album Night Cruise by Max the Sax Cruz, right here on Night Ride FM.
And that was Max Cruz with Run.
Dennis, man, the hairs on the back of my neck are standing up.
I'm telling you.
There's something about a wailing sax.
Yeah.
It's a big ending.
In fact, the chat room is blowing up with all kinds of innuendo.
Hardcore sax
on the beach.
Consensual sax.
Revenge sax. That's my favorite.
Rough sax on the beach.
Hardcore
I've
sax.
heard most of them, yeah.
This is the best kind of sax.
Yeah. You know.
Yeah. Oh, that was amazing. Yeah, so that was Max Cruz, Run.
Yes.
From your upcoming album, Night Cruise.
Yeah, so you got another, man, you just I feel like you just released, I guess it was a while ago though. You know what it is? It's because of the Curates.
Yes.
And because I had belonged to the Curate, I funded it, whatever, gave my money and got my album and all that. But there's a little bit of a delay with the Curates. But you put that last album out when? Was that about a year?
So there was
ago?
Cruise Control, then there was City Lights. And
City
I
Lights.
just got the City Lights like 2-3 weeks ago. I got
exactly. Right.
Yeah.
And this one's dropping.
The album came out, when was it? In March.
Yep.
And we did the pre-order from February, and then classic vinyl production time, 6, 7, 8 months. So yeah,
That's about right. Yeah.
The vinyls have just been delivered. It's
but boy, did it deliver, and it's fantastic. I got them both on my wall right now, right next to each other, and
I love how the Ultra Clear came out. It looks beautiful.
It did. The artwork. Who does your artwork for those albums, by the way? Do you have different artists for each one, or?
Speaking of cross-pollination, my artwork is usually asking Pat, who did your latest artwork?
I'm glad.
So,
I'm glad. To send the information.
Boardwalk Arcadia, and
Yeah.
Actually, so the second album, the City Lights, was done by a friend of mine. Actually, he goes by, his name is Adriel, and I met him in person actually because he's a friend of mine, and such a talented artist. He did Fury, right? The cover for Fury as well.
He did the cover for Fury, yeah. So he did
the single, yeah.
He works at Nickelodeon and he does all kinds of mediums, but he did both of these as actually they're 3D renders, both of them.
Whoa,
Yeah.
Which is pretty crazy.
that's wild. Now, are they drawings, or are they like? They're so realistic.
Okay. Now you've got. I'm jumping around to some of the artwork on various things. Pat, Mr. Melville.
Yeah, we've been working closely with him for several years now, since the beginning of the Motion Epic. He's out in Russia, but yeah, we've been working closely together. He's a busy guy too, and it's difficult sometimes to get loads of artwork done from him. I feel bad sometimes because I'm just like, we need 9 pieces for this record, and he's like, what? The poor guy. Yeah, we found a rhythm. Like, he knows exactly. Like, I can explain to him what I see, what I vision for the record, and he just knows how to kill it. He's great at that. But we've worked with several other artists as well for other pieces. But generally, I have a couple of artists that I hit up regularly to work with, and that's why, like, Ben and I, like, I just send him, like, try this guy.
Yeah. Well, you recommended Chris at Brutal Posters. So
yeah, I wanted to work with him. No problem. Yeah, no, I really wanted to work with him. I'm glad that you did, and like I was saying it off air before, that I'm just so stunned by the new record, the artwork that he did for your new album.
It.
Yeah.
So I need to ask, like, how the heck? So the Motion Epic, Pat, you've been in the synthwave scene for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
Nick and Andreas as well. And then Max pops out of nowhere and just shoves his sax up everyone's, and
hit the ground running.
Like, how did you guys hook up? How did you notice each other? What happened here?
So I'll be honest. Okay, so this is what happened. We were working on our second record, Andreas and I, at the time, and it was West Coast Dreams, actually. And we were in the market for a saxophone player, and then like I asked the universe, and the universe responded. Ben ended up in my freaking in my inbox, in my DMs. I literally, that's how it happened. Like we were like, it's so strange how it works, how the universe
I'm trying to
works.
think what the track was, but I had heard one of your tracks, and I was like, oh man, that would sound great with sax. And it might have been Bad Behavior, actually, one of the really early, but like Bad Behavior or Temporary Lovers, one of the two.
Right, and you had heard us on some
a playlist.
A playlist.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was just so like it was so funny because you were in Montreal at the time with Cirque du Soleil, right? So
well, that's the crazy part is
Yeah.
I reached out. I had no idea that Pat was in Montreal and I was in Montreal at the time. Like, what are the odds?
That's crazy,
the
right?
stars aligned. It just really was that, I believe it. Because I've been doing, like, Ben and I, obviously all of us here, I've been doing music for several years, and just like sometimes the magic just happens, and like we were meant to meet. Like we're just like such good friends.
Yep.
And like the moment that I picked you up, I remember it was like we already knew each other. It's so weird how I swear sometimes, like when you really just take a step back and think about how things come to fruition and stuff, like it's so strange. Like
it was absolutely bizarre. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like,
like,
oh, why don't you come past the studio? I was like, holy crap, we're
that's-
both in
'cause-
Montreal.
That's crazy. So typically in the synthwave scene, there's some history. Like most synthwave artists, if they want to like get a saxophonist for hire,
Mhm.
like one of the best ones is Ilya Skabinski, who has appeared on. He's lended his sax to some great synthwave tracks, but I until Max came along, I haven't heard anything that stands out in terms of a sax. Like I think.
Well, I mean, there's Thomas on all the Midnight stuff, and I know
Well, yeah,
Jesse
but-
Malloy's around a bit as well.
Yeah, Jesse
know,
Malloy.
Right.
And the Midnight though has always had like almost like a sax mercenary.
Yeah.
I remember in like
I mean,
2018 when I first saw them, right? Like it was a different guy, and then 2019
Roster,
someone, so much talent. But generally, when it comes to what you see recurring on synthwave tracks, not the Midnight, but everyone else who gets a sax mercenary, it's generally, man. So what? There's one guy, Driver 86, who's more like smooth sax, and then there's you, Max, and Ilya, who can really make a sax wail through the speaker.
Yeah,
and,
you can really blow your
you
horn,
know,
man.
give everybody
That's
a
what we're
Woody.
trying to say.
Like, it's. I can only think of the U2, really. And
well, I
so
mean, you know, Max Cruz is, gratuitous sax soloing. That's why it exists.
Yeah.
Gratuitous
And
Sax.
and
Can we
that's
name
why
the
we're
show
here.
Gratuitous Sax?
It's amazing
Please.
stuff.
To
That's
interject for a second, I
Yeah.
just want everyone to know that this album that's coming out on Friday is spectacular. Like no one is ready. Ben, I'm sorry. I'm just I have to. Like I'm not actually singing on this record, but I have to say that like this is top notch. Like no one's ready. I've heard it several times because as Ben was working on it, obviously, like he was sharing the songs with me, and I saw the songs come to life. And just
we always do that. We send messages like, "What do you think should be the singles?"
yeah, exactly. I hope I helped with that. I had my personal
No, you
favorite.
did.
So okay,
Yeah.
great. But like like when there's no vocals involved and you can actually just like take a second and listen to the instrumentation in this record, like it's just wow. Because like it is just like, let's be honest, when you hear vocal, like everyone tends to like go for the melody, but when it's taken out in context of this, like in this record where it's all instruments, it's you guys have been you've been taken away. Like it's spectacular.
Yeah, look, I appreciate that. I think I was talking with Cam, a friend of mine from university, who's featuring heavily on guitar on this album, and we were both trying to think. Was like, I don't think I've ever heard anything else like this album. Where there's like this kind of very closely linked guitar and saxophone, very strong melodies.
So you know what? This is actually one thing I was going to talk to you guys about, because one of the crosses when it comes to guitar, we'll save that. We need to play a Motion Epic track.
We
I wanna get
need to
back
play
to
a Motion
the
Epic track.
and then about some of the commonalities between your two albums, including Sparky
Yeah.
right? Which appears on both your albums.
Yeah.
More cross-pollination.
Yeah, but I think let's drop some music because we've played a track from the Motion Epic. Or sorry, from Max Cruz. I think it's
Right.
time to play a track from the Motion Epic.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So you guys just recently dropped the album Deep in the Heart of America,
Which is
which-
fantastic.
is just like Boardwalk Arcadia, like just incredible. I think there's a slavish following of the Motion Epic fans out there,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
and I think that's thanks to your guys' production, Nick, Andreas, Pat, your vocals.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, like we're really proud of this record. We tried to, like, how can I put this? Like, sort of take our sound and try to, like, you know, evolve it a little bit and introduce different elements to the music, or try different things with my vocal on this record too. Like we there were some songs, like I remember I had sent them to Ben just to have his opinion, and he was like, oh, how come the lead vocal doesn't have that much reverb? Like, is you guys just like trying stuff? And and it was great that he told me, because I didn't visualize it when, like, listening back to the record. I was just like, we just wanted to try different things and not necessarily make the same record over and over. And I'm sure Nick, you'd probably want to add on to that a little bit and express the record too, because like I had gone down to Austin to write this thing with
Yeah.
Nick.
During like just after COVID or just near the tail
Right.
end, right?
Yeah. I had traveled down to Austin, and we rented an Airbnb, and we decorated in Springsteen memorabilia to help us write the record. And yeah, so Nick, if you want to take it from there and express.
Do
mean,
tell.
I don't know what I could say that would sum it up better than we decorated it in Springsteen memorabilia. But I will say, I think, to speak to a couple of the points you were trying to make there, Pat, about wanting to evolve or wanting to try different things and not be limited, not necessarily by genre, but even just like by ourselves, was knowing certain things were gonna happen, because when all of us put our heads together, like, there's a certain common ground where we always land.
Yeah.
I think that made us intentionally try to write the record a very, very, very specific way that was not at all related to anything like synthwave or retrowave, or even necessarily, like, honestly, like, necessarily that, like, 80s.
Yeah, we just got in the room and we wrote music, right? Like, that was the idea. And obviously, having Andreas involved in the project, he knows where to take it. You know, he knows where to say, like, this is the Motion Epic, like, you guys, because that's the idea. Is like, for us, we just, you know, as much as we are in the community, a part of it, we essentially want to just write good songs, you know.
Yeah.
So
we should
remind
know.
me. So I mean, Pat, when I first met you, you were with Andreas.
Yeah.
Like, what are the members of the Motion Epic? Is it
So it's
is
kind
it
of
you, Nick, Andreas, Pat, or
well,
is it like?
Yeah, well, right now, to be honest with you, it's very confusing, because everyone's just like, who the fuck is a part of this band anymore? But Nick and I are core members. Andreas, his role is to sit behind the desk and make us sound good. And he's been pretty adamant about, like, being that person to like, he's obviously, like, one of my best friends, and he's a brother to me, and he's a big part of the project.
He's the George Martin to our
Yeah.
McCartney.
Right. And then we have, well, Ben, of course, I mean, without the sax, there's just no Motion Epic. And now Aaron, actually, Mr. the Kid, was involved heavily on the new record. And yeah, I don't that was a very interesting approach. So he's gonna be with us moving forward. He's very into the project. He wants to continue with us. He wants to be involved heavily. So we're glad to have him. So essentially, right now it's Nick and I, and then, you know, Aaron will eventually be a face as well.
I can't, like, Mr. the Kid. Wow, like, so Paradise is one of my favorite tracks. So tonight I was trying to pick songs from the album that we hadn't played already on State of Synth, and also I didn't want to just play covers, because, you know me, I'm a slut for covers. And so I was at first I had shattered dreams there, but I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm
But then
gonna
you
be
heard
playing.
you heard our last interview and realized that would find you and kill you.
Yes, that too, and you know what? You're the voice. Gee, we'll get to covers later, cause, but Broken Hearts, or sorry, Broken Heart.
Yeah.
We're gonna play that next, and so you've got Isabel Young.
Hmm.
Who's that?
My girlfriend.
Ah,
Oh, there you go.
She's a trained jazz vocalist actually, and she works in the music business as well. And yeah, what happened was we recorded a record, and I felt like she could have, you know, just to have a nice vocal attached to mine, especially for this track. On the back end of the song, there's like a harmony section, and you know what, I was with her and I was listening to the songs. I'm like, I mean, you should sing here, you know, just like pop in here and pop in there. And Andreas mixed her in like very defined. It's very hard to pick her out in there, but she's in there.
and Nick, you had a hand in this as well, right?
Yeah,
In what specifically?
In Broken Heart.
production.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, Pat and I wrote the entire album.
And then,
Well, that's a hand for
now
sure.
we go back to Sparky, who provides guitars on this.
Yeah. He, I hit him up to obviously come back and do some work with us, and I gave him Huey Lewis as a reference for this song in particular. I think
Yes.
he really hit it off pretty well. But originally, this song did not sound the way it is now. Like, it turned into a Thompson Twins meets Huey Lewis track. Like, at the beginning, it was a rock song, and
Well, we were calling it the Jackson Brown song
yeah,
for the longest time.
yeah, it had a very
People
jolly
like it, yeah.
approach to it, But and then the thing was, it was in my head, I was like, it's either sax or guitar, and I was having such a hard time deciding for this song. But either way,
I think we ended up doing math to make a lot of decisions on this album, but including like, okay, well, how many do we have guitar solos on?
Right.
So let's
yeah.
balance it out.
yeah.
Like, how many saxophone solos does the 2.5 solo at the end of the
Oh, right.
record count for?
Now, I gotta admit, like lately, there seems to be a pickup in terms of, I mean, synthwave. There's all sorts of genres of synthwave, right? There's the soundtrack, John Carpenter movie soundtrack synthwave, which is instrumental and mostly electronic, right? And then you've got synth pop, which is something adjacent with vocals, and then you've got synthwave with sax, or you've got the mall music, right? And then there's synthwave with guitar, which is either like glam rock, metal, or dark synth, right? Now, you guys, you've got this. Let's take the sax and the guitar out, but Pat and Nick, what you produce, it reminds me. I'll go back to like the Eagles, like Steve Winwood, and you said it, like Bruce Springsteen. This kind of what is that kind of? What would you call that genre? Like 80s contemporary pop, 80s contemporary rock,
Synthwave's classic rock.
Yes, okay. Because
We are
it's
the
a kind
resident classic rock band of synthwave.
right. So it's classic synth rock.
Yeah,
Let's call it that.
That's actually perfectly put. Yeah.
Perfect.
Honestly,
yeah.
like, when I like mention to people, like, you know, oh, I make music with some people and blah blah blah, they're like, oh, what kind of music is it? For most people who like are not in the scene, I just say soft rock.
Yeah.
Alright.
Honestly, and then they hear it and they're like, yep, spot on.
Yeah, they're like, I get that.
That's a lot of
Yeah.
sense.
Rock, yeah.
You say synthwave, they're gonna be like, what the
I
hell
know
is
that's
that?
not the
Yeah.
coolest thing in the world to say, but like, I don't think that any of us give a shit.
Right.
Okay. So
I mean, at the end of the day,
soft
labels
synth
is a
rock.
label is a
Exactly.
Call
label.
it that. All right. Let's play a track. Dennis,
Let's
you up?
do
You ready
it.
for this?
Yeah, man. I'm excited.
Dennis.
Yes. Can you hear me?
The Groot.
Yes.
All right. So
He's got a pulse.
I do have a
he does.
pulse. Yes.
Oh no.
We're getting nothing from you, buddy.
I tell you what,
Yeah,
what we're gonna
Dennis,
do, we're gonna go ahead and play this Broken Hearts by the Motion Epic right here on Night Ride
Rogue
FM.
Nerd.
And that was Broken Heart by the Motion Epic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
From the album Deep in the Heart of America, which, because it's on So Fucking Vinyl.
So
I love that
fucking
name.
Vinyl.
There's vinyl available. I put the
There
link in the
is.
chats. Just head over to sofuckingvinyl.com.
Hey, the
Sofa
way you say that, it
King.
sounds nasty.
Okay, Sofa King
There you go.
Vinyl.com.
There you go.
You'll find all kinds of the Motion Epic vinyls available for order.
Yeah.
And there's a test pressing bundle. So if you want this album on vinyl with the test press, it's there too.
I love the album. I feel like the concept is really, really cool. The album to me feels kind of like this journey into what America is. And now, Pat, you're not an American, right? You're a Canadian.
Yeah, that's right.
So how does that work?
It works because
We've watched movies, dude.
We watch movies.
I wish I were American, and I'll explain why. Because most of my dad's side of the family migrated to the States, so over the years, as a child, I would travel down often.
Oh.
And like I'm an Anglo living in Quebec, and like French is our main language here. And like I'm primarily English. I do speak Italian and French, but
Tu parles français?
oui, je parle français aussi. Mais now I'm just gonna get back into English because I don't want to butcher it. No,
And a guy from Jersey says, "What?"
so yeah, no, it's been a fascination of mine. Like as a child too. Like I mean, you know, the first thing I ever watched was Back to the Future. Like I mean, everything about going down to Florida and visiting family in Connecticut and New York, and I have an uncle that lives in Jersey. Like it just for me, like Montreal is just a place where I essentially was born. And I would travel. I'd spend a lot of time out in the U.S. Especially over the course of the past 7 years. I spent a lot of time down in Nashville, like a lot of time. Yeah, so it's an accumulation, I guess, and eventually we meeting Nick as well was a big one for us to title this record, as such. It just all made sense.
Yeah. I totally get what you're saying. Like to me, especially when you're loosely related or even sometimes more greatly related to a specific area or culture, and I can see how really even if
Dennis, don't forget,
Yes.
most of Canada, like 99% of the population of Canada is on the southern border of Canada.
you said border.
we
I don't know why I found that funny, but
we are steps away from the nearest American city.
you said that like an
So
American. Yeah.
You can guess what our TV was like.
Yeah.
We
So there's a fascination back and forth. That's what
so
I'm trying
Miami
to say.
Vice, like Bruce Springsteen, you name it, whatever American cultural, pop culture, song, music, movies, you name it. Canadians, we aren't like Scandinavia or something, right?
Right.
We're not watching things translated or dubbed. We get it in our face. In fact, we used to have the fucking McRib.
Let me tell you about the McRib.
McDonald's. I don't know
It
what the hell
is
we did to insult
delicious.
McDonald's.
I had 2 this
Okay.
week.
Yeah. All right, but up in Canada, like if you're in Montreal, Calgary, Vancouver, Toronto, we are pretty much American.
Yeah.
We have healthcare. That's
Our
the only
northern brothers, we like to say, from another
But-
mother.
And their healthcare.
Yeah,
Yeah. You guys
Still gotta
got
wait
that
7
out.
hours to be seen by a doctor, but
I know, but hey, it's
Pat, I got bad news for you, man. You gotta wait that long here too.
yeah, I feel you.
It is.
yeah, but at least you could have a McRib while you're waiting.
you could. Here,
Up here, you can't.
I'm so sorry for the wait in the hospital room. Please have this McRib on us. Here you
Exactly
go.
what the doctor wants to see.
We'll see you in an hour.
Yeah, exactly.
Good luck with your
See,
arteries, and
licking your fingers.
we'll see you in a bit.
By the way, I gotta throw a shout out to our listeners because we are live.
We are,
And
for better or for worse. Yes.
So Armia has joined us
Hey.
in the IRC chats. Karen Zoe Lee was in the chat. Stony is in the chats.
Very
We've
nice.
also got Kepler team over in the YouTube chats. Barracuda has joined us in the IRC.
Sweet.
Adam Morgan, haven't seen you in a while,
Hey.
is in the YouTubes. And
on.
Dunkbot has joined us.
Dunkbot.
So,
That's the
yeah.
great name. I love that name.
Thanks for tuning
The
in.
old Dunkbot.
And of course, we are talking with Max the Sax Cruz
Yeah. Very exciting.
and Nick and Pat from The Motion Epic, which, I mean, I don't know anybody who doesn't know The Motion Epic.
Yeah.
I know a
hell.
lot of people who don't know the Motion Epic.
Well, okay, well, send them my way. We'll educate them.
We will educate you very, very much.
I wanna hang out with the people you're hanging out with.
Well, they're all online, so
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
It's a global
So
world.
okay, so Sparky pops up on the new album from Max Cruz coming out end of this week, and your current album, The Motion Epic, Deep in the Heart of America. So who is Sparky?
Sparky. So to give a little history behind that, our meet, he had done a remix for the Midnight, and I was honestly, I still don't understand how it wasn't picked. I freaked out. I hit him up and I was like, dude, I'm in need of a guitar player. and it's funny. He's also Canadian, so we hit it up, and I invited him to play on Boardwalk Arcadia, and he excuse me, he invited me to sing on some songs for him as well, and they haven't come out yet, but they will soon to be released, and they're covers, Julian. So
Julian is a slut for covers, if he hasn't mentioned it before.
Awesome.
And so so again, cross pollination. Ben had how did you guys actually knew of each other prior to me speaking with Sparky, right?
Yeah, Sparky reached out to me first, and I played on one of his remixes way back when, which was a remix of Sam Smith's Diamonds from memory. And then he reciprocated with the solo on, I think it would have been Memory of You.
Right. Yeah.
From City Lights. So yeah, and he didn't know me from my YouTube channel, which is an entirely separate thing, but a bit of an educational thing for musicians.
Well, very good. And the rest is history, as they say, right?
Yeah,
Indeed.
pretty much.
So now, the Motion Epic, your album, I was reading the liners on Bandcamp and everything. Its album is dedicated to Marissa Massey.
Yeah.
And who is that?
That's my mom. She passed away, unfortunately. Actually, at the time that Nick and I were, I was down in Austin, so I unfortunately got the bad news while we were writing this record, and it was devastating because she was she believed in us, and she really was excited for me to head down to Austin and do this record. And then I got some. Unfortunately, her cancer progressed, and I had to cut the visit shorter than I had originally thought, and had to fly back. But I was happy to have done that because at least I had said goodbye in the best way possible. And honestly, I couldn't have had the courage without Nick. Nick really, and Ben too. You guys, honestly, it was hard, and it was sorry, it was hard, and you guys pulled me through it, so I couldn't have done it. Even if you guys weren't with me physically, you were with me. So I'm very grateful for that.
No, I'm glad.
Hell yeah, man.
For
really
sure.
glad
Absolutely.
you dedicate this to her.
We're still here.
For sure.
We're all here for you, my friend.
Well, we got it. We got this. But yeah, so the album we had to dedicate, and Nick made a point to say put it in the liner notes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, because she literally, she really did even financially help me to get down to Austin. And it was a gift. So I'm very grateful because the album needed to get done, and I was like, okay, I'm going down, and we did it. We did it. So
yeah,
I'm very proud.
So is it Marissa or Marisa?
Marissa.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Marissa, if you're listening, thank you for making this happen.
Making it happen.
This album is amazing.
Yes, indeed. In fact, you know what? We should play a little bit more. What do you think, Jules?
Okay, well, do you want to switch to the Motion Epic? Want to play another Motion Epic track? We're going to switch our lineup.
I think, you know what? I think we should absolutely play another Motion Epic tune because, I mean,
Let's do it.
It's epic. It's Motion Epic.
All right, so one of the things I wanted to say about this particular track, Paradise, it features, Mr. the Kid?
And Max Cruz.
Yes, and Max Cruz. So you got a little bit of guitar, you got a little bit of sax.
Right. That is a litany of awesomeness.
Yeah, this is a freight train of synthwave, soft synth rock coming at you.
We got some soft synth rock coming at you right now.
All right, so let's play this from the album Deep in the Heart of America, available right now on So Fucking Vinyl. Here's the Motion Epic with Paradise right here on Night Ride FM.
And that was Paradise by The Motion Epic.
Ugh,
Yes.
man, that track. Okay, so yeah,
It's good. As they would say, it's a banger. That I hate
Yeah.
referring to everything as a banger, but yeah, it hits right in the feels, you know. It definitely hits that sweet spot.
synth, vocals, sax, guitar.
Yeah.
What more do you need?
It's the full package. So you had a lot of people. So again, we had pretty much the whole crew on that one with including the other guy that I can't remember.
Mr. the Kid.
Yeah, thank you.
Mr.
God,
the Kid.
did the track
Yeah.
with Primo. Yes.
Yes, right.
Betty Wood.
And you guys forgot one important element: the fade out.
The fade.
Yes.
Yes. That's the
But
classic.
the facts. The facts. The sax fading out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Faxing
The
out.
facts of
Bring
the
back
sax. Indeed.
Yeah, this was Nick's idea, by the way.
Yes,
You
that
got to
was
do
very
an
good.
80s fade out. That's like the quintessential thing that you do on those albums, because they're like, where do we go from here?
There's a couple
We'll
of-
fade
yeah, A
out.
couple of songs on this one.
Right, Broken Heart,
songs?
Paradise and Broken Heart. Yeah,
The
there
two
there
that
were
we
supposed.
listened to here, yeah.
There were several others that we had planned to fade out, but unfortunately didn't
Well,
really work.
yeah, Andreas will only let us get away with so much.
Yeah.
As well,
Yeah.
how it
Can
actually, how it ended. I think the track just ended. I think it was always intended as a fade out. I
Right,
think I ended
right.
the solo, just stopped.
So
Yeah.
I need to, because in synthwave or retro wave or whatever nostalgia wave, I'm always fascinated at the age of producers, because sometimes I'm listening to a track that I'm old enough to have lived through the 80s and some of the 70s, and I'm listening to something produced these days by a 20-year-old,
Right.
and it always baffles me. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I remember the 60s, Motown. I mean, I know my music, but it always baffles me that a 20 or a 30-year-old can make something, can know the 80s sound.
Right.
Yeah.
To capture
So
that.
I'm gonna be politically correct here and ask you guys, like, what decade were you born in?
I was. I think Ben is the only '80s kid
I
here.
think I'm the only '80s one here. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I was
not
born.
correct.
Oh wait, shit, Nick. It's true. You're older than me.
Mhm.
So Nick,
Okay.
what
My
decade
bad.
were you born in?
I was born in the 30s.
Just age, yeah.
Prohibition
I
was a
fought,
thing.
I fought in the big war. Back in, I remember back in WW2.
Back in my day, we made synthwave with saxophones, and we trudged up the snow 20 miles each way.
I was born in '88.
Okay. And Pat,
Ben, when were you? Sorry.
I'm 87.
87.
87.
87, 88. I'm 92.
God,
So this
Ben,
is-
you've
here's the
always
thing.
got to be just that much better than me, don't you?
here's the thing. But if you were born in the 80s, you shouldn't know the 80s. Because you
Right.
you weren't listening to music until like mid 90s or
Right.
late 90s.
You're like, it's
so-
gonna be me. Bam, bam, chicka, bam, bam, chicka.
Andreas is actually younger than I am, so that makes it even more.
And he's the
Wow.
one who really ties it all together too. So
You know what it
wrap your
is?
head
It-
around that one.
Yeah, it's because we studied it though. Like the thing is, like when we had started this project, I deliberately told him, I'm like, dude, this is what we're fucking doing. So we sat down and we listened to 80s music on his monitors for a while, and we like I already had known, like he didn't really he wasn't really into the artist that I was listening to or observing, right? I had to kind of like showcase it to him and be like, this is what we're gonna do, and he's like, oh yeah, I kind of remember that song though, like I heard it on the radio, right? So like it kind of came back to him because growing up in the 90s, right, you would hear songs from the 80s, so it kind of all came together for him, like when I was showing him like popular songs, and he was like, holy shit, yeah, I remember that. But he's also a big fan of the 1975, so we get a lot of that 80s influence through them too, and other modern bands like The Night Game. So he's listening to their productions, and these guys obviously like have lived through the 80s. And-
That's just being a great producer.
right.
Yeah, but it's something that I feel like even if you grew up in the 80s, I don't even know, there could be the way that the synthwave kind of like washes over the 80s in this nostalgic, lens, but it's not exactly pure 80s, but
No,
you guys
well,
derive these elements, and it's broken down to these small elements that just hit the mark so well that it's
I've always said synthwave or retrowave is actually, for me, it covers 1975 to 1995 sounds, because there are a lot of artists who mix in Euro or trance sounds from the early 90s with a little bit of 80s stuff in. And to them, that's they wrap an 80s aesthetic around it, but it's not necessarily what you heard in the 80s. It's not the Depeche Mode or the New Order.
It's hitting those little tiny nuances that
you've got the artists who do like that soft rock from the early 80s, late 70s, like Droid Bishop, right? And there's some funk stuff going ripped from disco. I mean, Daft Punk is famous for ripping all kinds of stuff like this. So for me, synthwave it's the 20 years from 75 to 95. It wraps up a lot of those sounds, which
it's a dramatization.
Yes.
Thank you. Perfect.
That is a perfect example, because that's exactly what it does.
Nick laying down the edumacation.
This has been the state of synth. Good.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Okay, by the way, a quick shout out to Digital Knights 1987 over in the YouTube.
Hey.
And Terabyte AIX, as in the IBM mainframe.
Sweet.
Hello.
Thanks for tuning in. We're just talking synthwave, man, and awesome music. We have Max Cruz and we have the Motion Epic, and we're about to play some more bangers. What do you think, Jules? You think we should play another banger in the house here?
We got to bounce back to Max the Sax Cruz here, because his new album's dropping at the end of the week, and he was kind enough. So right now, if you can pre-order the album, there are 2 songs available right now, but Max provided us with a sneak peek.
The titular one.
There you go. The titular track. Everybody drink. So this is the titular track from the album Night Cruise by Max Cruz right here. Oh, by the way, this is featuring Cam Blokeland. We're going to get back to that when we come back after this song.
Very nice.
So right here on Night Ride FM.
gentlemen, yes, that was Night Cruise by Max Cruz, the titular track.
Titular track. And that was featuring Cam Blokeland. So I was saying, Ben, we got to get back. So who is Cam Blokeland?
So Cam, I went to university back with in the day. We went through a course. We both have bachelors of jazz music performance from the University of Adelaide, and we played in a bunch of bands together. And he is an unbelievable guitarist. I consider myself a guitarist, but he is a great guitarist. So I wanted to up the level on this album, and I was like, well, Cam's the man for the job. He loves it. He's got that Satriani vibe. He just is shredding all over the place. Yeah. Chops for days.
He slayed it.
You were mentioning behind this song, we were talking about this, and you were mentioning like it's like the perfect guitar battle going on, duet going on in that track, right?
Yeah, and there's a lot of that through this album. So Fury is another one. The final track, Until We Meet Again. Apex with Sparky. Skyline as well. I really love that intertwined guitar and sax melody harmony. I can see someone on YouTube, Radelaide. Yeah. That's what we call it, Radelaide. That's where I grew up.
That would be Blobs over on YouTube.
Yeah. So,
and shout out to Mr. 3.
Yeah, absolutely.
MR3 over in the IRC.
Always representing.
Thanks for tuning in. So, okay, so it sounds like this album is nothing but like kind of like high adrenaline.
No, there's 2 slower tracks. Originally there was only one, which is Solitude, which is very well. When you hear it, it's the album needed some downtime in the middle. It was.
Wait, so are you telling me Solitude is not a headbanger?
Far from it. It needed some chill in the middle. It was a bit. On first listen, when I finally had the album together, I was like, it's too much. It was originally 9 tracks of non-stop.
It's gotta breathe, man. You gotta let it breathe.
It's gotta breathe. So there's 2 tracks in the middle there. One is Last Light, which was originally intended for the 4th album, but it fit so well and it was finished. So voila, it's on the 3rd.
Nice.
And then Solitude was a track I'd had kicking around for years, and I was just like, I'm not sure where this should go. And it's the first track on any of my albums. Oh, this is almost true, with acoustic piano, so featuring piano.
Very nice.
Which is odd in the genre.
Yeah, it always is. But now to break it down, this
album will be a ride.
Yeah, yes. Absolutely. Now, once again, when can they expect this album to be hitting the streets?
Well, so
9 hours and 20 minutes.
If you're on
No, it'll be out on Bandcamp in 9 hours and 20 minutes.
All right, so it doesn't matter if you're like a day behind you.
Well, we always have to think. Pat and I always find this funny on release days because you're in Canada, I'm in Australia, so I get everything on Apple Music and Spotify before he does.
Yeah,
right.
Like it's just available to me sooner because it releases at midnight.
Bandcamp is a different beast because when you say release it now, Bandcamp doesn't care what time zone you're in. It's released now.
It's out.
So, right, most people wait till Friday and they say, okay, I'm gonna release it now. So it's Saturday for an Australian, right?
Correct, but typically. I do mine Friday midnight my time, which is Thursday.
Right. So okay, so for those of us in the past, it's tomorrow, Thursday, we get this new album.
Yeah.
And for you Aussies, it'll be Friday, Pi Day, as Craig Packman likes to say.
So there you go. Make sure you pick up the Motion Epics new one, which was fantastic, and of course, when the Max Cruz drops, pick that up for yourself as well. Get a twofer because they're both just fantastic stuff.
And I'd like to remind everyone that the Motion Epics, deep in the heart of America. By the way, the logo and the artwork is amazing on that.
Shout out to Chrome and Lightning.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
And there's variants of the vinyl too.
Yes.
God, I hate you.
Get yourself some vinyls. Many vinyls. We have a little something for everyone.
It's so fucking vinyl's fault.
And of course, Max the Sax. Are your previous 2 albums still available on vinyl?
City Lights is.
Okay.
Cruise Control is all sold out.
Aw, isn't that a pity?
I know. So
So
City
those
Lights
of
is
us-
still on.
Those of us
Curate.
with 2 copies of Cruise Control were laughing all the way to the bank.
That's it.
I gotta go to
I said at the
Discogs.
time it was limited edition, and truly it was limited edition because there's. But maybe there'll be a repress possibly next year.
Yes.
Well, there you go. Get yourself some vinyls, and you know you're going to get the quality. It is right there. You just witnessed it on the show. Mr. Jules, speaking of vinyls and great albums, I believe we definitely need to go into our album segment here and talk about some of the other albums that I've been releasing as well. So what do you think? You want to dive into that a little bit?
You know what? I think before we do that,
Yes.
we need to. Oh, just a quick shout out. So, we got a YouTuber who's like, "Why are people talking?"
That's because we are doing our show, Mr.
But,
Sir.
So, it's username Glass of AIDS. Dude, thanks for tuning in. We're gonna
Thank
be
you
playing you a track
very
real
much.
soon, but first we gotta
We
do a little
appreciate
live
you.
radio show with live artists who actually make the music.
Yes.
But yeah, let's do some album releases.
Let's do it. What do we got?
So you kick it off.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and just tell you a little bit about this album that came out on November 8th, which is today. It is the Hello Meteor, and it's the 7-hour sunset. You should always check that out, pick that up. It's a good one. And
Yep. I mean,
what else we
if you're
got?
on Bandcamp and you follow each other, because Bandcamp you can follow your friends. That Hello Meteor album, all I see that's in my feed.
It's all over the
So-and-so
place.
So and so pre-ordered this. So and so bought this. If you like your chill kind of vaporwave-ish chill wave music, Hello Meteor is the best of the best.
Indeed.
And 7-hour sunset, yeah. So November 11th, as we said, Max Cruz with his new album Night Cruise. So that's tomorrow if you are living in the future.
11 tracks, 11.
Oh, very nice.
Oh yeah.
I like that. And of course, on the 18th of November, we have LDV with Explode, which is an EP. And
Luke Dawson Vincent.
our good buddy Strike Eagle with Operation
Mjolnir.
Mjolnir.
Yeah, Thor's hammer, baby.
And that's it. Available on all streaming services here. Oh, this is the intro to the next track. Jules, I'll let you do this one
Dude.
here.
Yes. Okay.
This is
So
exciting.
because we had Max the Sax and the Motion Epic on, I had to wrap up your library of music with this cover, which folks you're not gonna find on Bandcamp, but it's on all the streaming services. I had to meet Max in a dark alley to get this MP3. But yeah, this is Max the Sax Cruise and the Motion Epic with a cover of John Farnham's You're the Voice right here on Night Ride FM.
We have the chance to turn the pages over.
Holy crap! That is
Dude.
insane, man.
All right, that's gonna lead me into my next segue. But okay, that cover of John Farnham. So, Max, we were talking to you and Pat behind that song. You guys originally had another John Farnham song lined up.
Which will still come in the future.
Oh, we're still doing it.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, we're still doing it, my friend.
Okay.
I didn't do all that production for nothing.
Okay, good. Thank God. It was so good. Okay.
Okay, good. That's okay. So covers, cover songs
Yes.
everywhere. So between the bunch of you, because I'm rolling up the Motion Epic here, Nick and Andreas and Pat and Max, you've got Shattered Dreams, You're the Voice. You've got a cover of the Danger Zone, Never Ending Story, Send Me an Angel. Pat, one of my favorites, Drive, Human Nature. When are you gonna do Pat Benatar?
Oh shit. Good question. Well, Ben and I will be discussing that after the show.
God,
Nice.
awesome.
That's right.
There was a couple lined up that we still haven't got to yet. So yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Some
Like
more
actually keep it under
surprises.
wraps.
The first thing that we worked on with Mr. the Kid was a yet to be disclosed cover.
Yeah. Should we even mention it? No.
I think you guys should totally
No.
mention it on the show because
No.
we get the insider
commit.
scoop.
Okay. All I'm gonna say.
Here's a
is
hint.
It's just a hint. It's he was a member of Genesis. Period.
Oh, okay, all right, enough said.
What?
The drummer.
What?
So I see when I'm drunk at a bar with my buddy and we're talking about music. Every time I forget his name, I'm like, that guy from Genesis, the drummer. And he looks at me, he's like, okay, I won't say his name. You know what?
Well, That's
For the
amazing.
record, I would like to say that there are two strong possible candidates from Genesis.
Okay, way to correct me. And
That was a good one. But Ben and I have some ideas lined up as well. So we will disclose that information.
all right, or just drop it as a surprise.
That's it. We love surprises.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. So,
Okay, yeah, I mean,
that's
With
it.
our covers as well, we like to release them as singles these days because I'm sure as Pat can tell you, if you stick them on albums, you can have all kinds of problems
Yeah.
releasing those
Yeah.
albums in certain territories.
So so we were talking behind the scenes here. When you use distribution services like DistroKid or whatever, getting a cover out onto Apple, Deezer, Spotify, this and that, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah, generally.
But if you want to deliver an MP3 to your fans on a Bandcamp, it's not so straightforward.
No, I mean Bandcamp typically it's very difficult to put covers up unless you're handling all the royalty payments yourself, which I've done in the past, but it's administrative burden. But even for if you have vinyls or CDs or whatever, you need to pay the right royalties if you're going to produce the physical media as well for those tracks. We always make sure we do it the right way, but yeah, it can cause some complications. I know Deep in the Heart of America isn't on some of the iTunes.
Yeah, people are complaining
Still,
about it.
because of that.
But even with the You're the Voice, we had some issues, right? It was we were starting to
Yeah,
worry
it got
about
rejected the first time around. No
Yeah.
reason.
You mean you guys just don't copy people's songs and sing your own vocals over top of other people's songs and sell them as your own?
Zing.
Oh, zing,
Sorry,
yeah.
that was deep cut. Sorry.
But yeah,
were
there's
yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, you go ahead. You're right.
No, I was just saying we were actually worried. We were like, are we actually going to release a song or not? We put so much effort in it, and it was just rejected the first time. I was like, and I was having a hard time with Shattered Dreams as well. It took several weeks.
So
weeks.
what is the reasoning behind the
Well,
reject?
you can always record a cover. There's no legal precedent that you can have a cover rejected per se. obviously speak to a music lawyer. There's no legal advice
Yeah.
here, but typically you just do it, and as long as you haven't changed the core of the song, being the melody and the lyrics, there's no issue to do your own interpretation. And as you say, DistroKid will handle all the royalty payments for a low yearly fee or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But the trouble, comes on Bandcamp and other platforms where they don't automatically deduct royalty payments, that you do have to do it yourself, which is, or if you're producing CDs, vinyls, cassettes, you have to pay the
Yeah, when you change
royalties
the
for
medium.
them as well. And I think just a lot of artists just don't understand royalties. Even for those of us in the music business, royalties are confusing. And there's different types, and there's different types of licenses. And when someone says, "Oh, I want to use your track of Danger Zone for my YouTube video," I said, "Well, you need to contact the original rights holder, which is not me."
Yep.
It's the writer of the song or the label that owns the publishing.
It's
It's quite
pretty
complicated.
damn complicated.
You gotta talk
It's
to Ken
messy.
Loggins.
Yeah,
For
talk to
sure.
Kenny Loggins. Anytime I'm in the YouTubes or something, and somebody asks like, "Can I use this on my Twitch stream?" I'm like, and we're talking about like original synthwave tracks. And I'm like, I don't know. Talk to Dennis or Z, because I don't know.
Don't talk to
Yeah,
me.
exactly.
Do not talk to me. Talk to Z. Z knows some stuff. We do have a wonderful resource for anybody that wants to use any music that they hear on Night Ride FM, and
Yes.
it is what? Streamsafe.nightride.fm. And
Yeah, streamsafe.nightride.fm. We track artists and their music, and whoever's stream friendly.
yeah, and it's a great
I'm
resource.
gonna post it in the chats here.
Yeah, very nice. So I believe this is the part where we drop some of those mad socials.
Yeah, and then we'll let you guys go. But let's first focus in on Max, the Sax Cruise.
I'm easy. I'm just Max Cruz Music on everything.
There you go.
There you go.
Easy peasy. And once again, you can go to maxcruismusic.bandcamp.com and pre-order the new album, which is dropping tomorrow.
9 hours.
Yeah, 9 hours, and it's available on compact disc, by the way, so you can get a physical.
Yeah, all 3 albums on compact disc for the first time.
Yeah, 11 tracks on the 11th. Oh yeah,
That's it.
guitars, sax, and Max.
Very good.
Awesome. And Nick, Pat,
Yep.
the Motion Epic, you guys can be found on
The Motion
Sofa.
Epic everything.
Well, yeah, the Motion Epic socials, the Motion Epic. There's kind of only one. And on Bandcamp, you're found at Sofa King Vinyl.
King Vinyl. Yes.
.com, right, or .bandcamp.com.
Very much restraint.
For everybody who's like not in on that joke, by the way, it's Sofa King.
Yes.
As in-
SOFA.
Wait,
King
there's
of sitting
another
on
way
a
to
sofa.
pronounce it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
For the sake of not missing out on potential pre-orders, please go to Sofa King Vinyl.
le royaume de canapé. Something like that.
We.
Wee.
But it's
I don't know about all that French
yep.
alphabet.
Deep in the heart of America, as well as the Motion Epic's other tracks or other or vinyls or albums are available on the same Bandcamp website. Yeah.
As well as Night City Vinyl. Night City Vinyl has some
Oh
of our
yes, yes. For North Americans, if you're lucky, you can find stock on Night City Vinyl. Save some shipping costs, because sometimes ordering from some synthwave labels has to cross the ocean. So if you're in North America, if Sofa King Vinyl is out of stock, check out Night City Vinyl.
There you go. Very nice. Get your vinyls. Get your awesome synthwave albums. Max Cruz and the Motion Epic. Man, I am just so stoked that we had both of you guys on the show tonight.
Awesome.
This was incredible.
Yeah, we had you for 2 hours too. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
No worries. Pleasure.
guys.
Thank
So
Thank you.
yeah, so Ben, it's what time? It's like 3 o'clock in the
3
afternoon
o'clock.
for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So
middle
you probably
time.
should go eat lunch or something. For the rest of us, it's bedtime.
Yeah,
Indeed.
unfortunately.
But
All right,
thank you
So,
so much,
Nick-
guys.
Nick and Pat, thank you for being on.
Oh, thank you guys.
Thank you so much
guys.
for having us.
Yeah, we had a
Real
blast.
talent, all three of you.
Thank you. Yeah,
y'all are the best.
yeah, seriously. And man, can't wait for the new Max Cruz record.
That's right.
Oh, really?
It's
Me
coming.
too.
It's
All
coming.
right.
Oh no.
9
wait,
hours. 9 hours. Here
Wait,
we go.
for us, it's. Wait, it's coming out on the 11th, so it's Wednesday for us.
No, it's
Thursday.
Thursday.
What's time? Honestly,
Yeah, so for Ben it's Friday. For us
Ben,
it's
it's
Thursday.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
so
My
9
bad.
hours from now.
it's a time
Okay,
warp.
Right.
How
Yeah.
many
Tom-
more
tomorrow-
times do we have to
it-
go over this?
Over and over.
It's dropping for us like tomorrow at lunch.
That's
which
it.
is
It's like every time we
Friday
set up a-
midnight.
Pat,
Yeah.
just go to bed.
Sorry.
And when you wake up,
Yeah.
you'll have a new Max Cruz album.
Get that
Major
good.
brain fart. I'm so sorry.
No, no.
Wow.
So here at Night Ride, we were talking about somehow doing away with time zones and
we're
daylight
working on
savings time. We were gonna make it. We're gonna find a solution that puts everyone on the same clock.
Yeah, we are working on it. It's
We're
it's
working
a,
on it.
It's a work in progress. Z is
Lot
working
of
on
physics
it right
and science and stuff involved,
Yes.
but we'll get there.
Thank you.
now.
for
Something
your
about
support.
moving the sun. I don't really understand. Z understands
Alright.
it, but I don't get it. But
So,
thank you,
guys.
Yes,
Thank you so much.
Indeed.
Dennis and I will plow through the rest of the show.
Yes, this is the sludgy part where we talk about Jules' birthdays. We have
No
birthdays in the
sludgies,
house.
just more music and
Just-
birthdays and stuff. But yeah,
Yeah,
we'll let the artists go
trudging.
rest and eat and stuff because they need to make music. We don't.
that's right.
All right, thanks,
Make
guys.
music we shall.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.
All right, Mr. Jules. Yes, it is time to round up with some wonderful, wonderful birthdays in the house. So, what do you think? We want to dive into some of that?
Sure. I just want a quick shout out to Viking
Hey,
over in the YouTubes.
very nice.
Yeah. Let's do some birthdays. Dennis, you kick it off.
All right, so we're going to start it off on November 9th. We have Alex, a.k.a. Yate, and he is celebrating a birthday. LDV, celebrating a birthday.
Dawson Vincent.
Yes, and Kristen
Bergnagna.
Bergagna.
Dark Synth artist.
Yes. So happy
Really
birthday
good Dark
to you.
Synth artist, by the way.
Very good.
He hasn't put out something in a while. I gotta ping him.
Yeah. Get on
But,
him.
yeah. On November 11th, which is Friday for those of us not in Australia.
Yes.
Nebula Black, who has some amazing tracks out, also did the intro music for Karin's show.
Yeah, he
He's
did.
celebrating a birthday.
That's good stuff. November 13th, Eva X and Darwin MCD celebrating their birthday. So happy birthday to you.
Yep. And November 14th, Daniel from, well, what used to be LA Arson.
Yes.
But LA Arson is no more. Daniel said he'd come back in some new form someday or another.
He's doing some stuff, I think.
Yeah, but he's got the most epic mullet
Yeah.
on the
it's-
internet.
You can never escape the epic 80s mullet, and he is definitely
He
rocking
rocks
that.
it. And of course, Quixotic, one of my favorite synthwave artists out of Hungary, who just did a recent live show in Vienna with Dana Jean Phoenix, Power Nerd, and Taurus 1984.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to Quixotic.
Very good. Mr. Jules, I think we should dive into another track. What do you think, my friend?
Yes, we've got some catching up to do. So let's do this. We've got a fresh new track from Cali artist Cybercobra. Actually, first track I think we've played. Do you remember Nightmares in Neon?
Yes.
We had them on our original Completely Mental Volume
we
1
did.
compilation.
Yeah.
Well, so yeah. Kelvin Cruz, who was Nightmares in Neon, has partnered up with Johnny Cyber, and they formed Cybercobra.
Oh, okay.
And they've got 2 tracks available on Bandcamp, and he just sent me this recent one. It's amazing. It's got its vocals on it. So here it is. This is Cybercobra with Resistance Rising right here on Night Ride FM.
traveled from the future to save humanity from itself. But they fucked up and went too far back to the 1980s. Now they've used their last time jump to travel to the present to save us all.
Move through the shadows to avoid the gallows. Escape the hangman and the bounty hunters at your back. All that we know, our numbers will grow. Resistance fighters, and we've come to strike the final blow. Can't stand up now, go back down. We can make a difference with the revolution, even if it's from the underground. Fight for your life, it's your right. We can save all of the innocent by fighting till the ending of our dying light. When the world burns down, will you stand your ground? We can make a difference now. When the sky starts to fall, will you answer the call? Or will you do nothing at all? The resistance will rise and we won't compromise. We're called Cyber Cobra, we never say die. It's our time to fight, to take back our lives. When the clock ticks down, will you stand your ground? We can make a difference now. When the sky starts to fall, will you answer the call? Or will you do nothing at all? When the world burns down, will you stand your ground? We can make a difference now. When the sky starts to fall, will you answer the call? Or will you do nothing at all? The resistance will rise and we won't compromise. We're called Cyber Cobra, we never say die. It's our time to fight, to take back our lives.
And once again, that was Resistance Rising by Cyber Cobra. Very good.
Yeah. What used to be Nightmares in Neon mixed with Johnny Cyber.
Yeah, good stuff.
Man, I love those vocals. It's just wailing in your face energy.
Yeah, indeed. So, very good, very good. We got a couple more things we're going to do before we wrap it on up here. So we're going to go into our touring and events news. So, Mr. Jules, you want to go ahead and kick that off for us?
Yes. So first of all, we've got coming up. I think it's this Friday. Actually, the date changed. Spectrum on Air, which was going down in Milton Keynes, UK, has now changed to November 11th, which is Friday. Used to be Saturday. It's going down in London, UK. So you Londoners, you're gonna see Lau, Lucy Dreams, Hannah Rua, Young Empress, and Axel Hart live in London this Friday night. Also, on the November 12th, Future Function is going down in Seattle. Starfarer's visiting, and he's going to be playing alongside Knight Rider 87 and our favorite DJ, Karin Zoe Lee.
Hey, very nice. And on November 24th, we have Helsinki Synth City. We have Levinsky, Susie Sabotage, Watch Out. Witch of the Veil, I can't read.
Yeah.
And that is happening in Helsinki, Finland. I think Witch of the Veil and Watch Out for Snakes should do a duet. That'd be pretty cool.
Oh, yeah. Witch of the Veil, by the way, did a wicked cover of some song. I always forget this. But you guys got to check out Witch of the Veil on Spotify. They have some amazing tracks.
Very good. Very good.
All right, 17th. Dennis, I picked this one because I knew you love mentioning French names.
Yes, that I can't pronounce.
December
Absolutely.
17th, some of the OGs of Synthwave are playing in Amsterdam, Netherlands. So Night Arcade, which was, I think, like an annual or bi-monthly event that went down in Netherlands, Synthwave
Yeah.
event, is back after a long hiatus and after COVID. So December 17th, they're featuring Collage from the Drive soundtrack,
Yeah.
as well as Metalvin
Ooh.
and the original DJ Devereaux 85, who always hosts these things. So
Very
that's down
nice.
in Amsterdam, Netherlands.
That is pretty sick. And last but not least, this is coming a little bit later on down the pipeline, but April 14th through the 16th, I'm telling you, this is the place to be, Neon Retro Fest, and we already have one confirmed band who confirmed, I think, last week, right?
Yeah, with us.
Von Kaiser is going to be playing that, and I mean, if that's not a reason to get you guys down to Florida,
Right?
I don't know what is. 14th through the 16th, their new album is fantastic. Check that out. It is the
end
is
the beginning. Is the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great. So I am super stoked to go see those guys play live down in Florida. Come join us. I think Night Ride FM might even be doing a little something.
Yep.
If
It's-
anything, a meetup, a little pizza meetup.
Folks who don't know what Neon Retrofest is, it's like a Comic-Con of synthwave. These guys, Neon, they rent out the whole hotel, so you can get yourself some rooms in the hotel, and they will have shows, live performances by synthwave artists, themed rooms with arcade machines, pinball machines, like a yacht rock room,
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff. They whip it up in the venue,
And
and also
all
it's
the
Tampa, right? There's palm trees.
Yeah. All the synthwave you can handle too. That's it.
It's Synthwave Comic-Con, dude.
Oh, show. So that about wraps up our touring and events. And
Yes, I'm gonna put the link to our Synthwave events calendar in the chat, because if you want to know more about stuff that's going down that you might want to check out live, it's in the chat.
there you go. There you go. And I tell you what, let's go ahead and we're going to get ready to wrap this thing up here. Why don't we go ahead and drop another track? What do you think?
Oh yeah, so been a while, but Swedish artist Neon Knox has a new single out, and we hope this is a hint at a new album or an EP, something. But here it is. This is Tunnels by Neon Knox, right here on Night Ride FM.
was Neon Knox with Tunnels. Good to
Yeah,
see
you know
stuff
what?
by Neon Knox.
That's on the new Retrowave label, and I forgot to tag them on our tweet and Facebook posts. I always try to shout out the labels if we play one of their artists.
Shout out to 10
So-
over at New Retrowave.
Sorry, 10. Slap my wrist.
Yep. All right, so we
we're
have.
coming to the end, right?
We're close to the end. I think we're just about there. So we're going to go ahead and play our closing time music. And we're going to talk to you a little bit about Patreon and how you can give Night Ride FM some money. Here's what happens. We put out about 500 gigabytes of data every day, I think. Yes.
Yep.
Every day. 500 gigabytes of data. That is a lot of data. And let me just say that data is not exactly free. Although Night Ride FM is free, but it is supported by our wonderful listeners that support us with their wonderful funding, and they keep the boat afloat, so to speak.
What's that station you guys PBS?
PBS, yes,
Yeah,
we're like an NPR.
We're like a synthwave NPR or PBS.
Join our pledge drive. Where we're pledging
Throw
to
some money, and we'll throw you Snuffleupagus.
We will do that. A double CD of artists you never heard of. No, we would if we did give you a CD, it would be pretty banging. But yeah, so we give you great stuff, great 24/7 synthwave music. Sometimes we talk. Sorry, YouTubers.
So yeah, I gotta admit, people listen to synthwave as background music while they're studying or playing video games and stuff, and the last thing they want to hear is people babbling.
We appreciate.
But hey, man, there are people who make this music, who share this passion. You want to hear from them,
and there are people who want to talk about the music, and that is me. And we did, and it was wonderful. So much love to all. Quick shout out to our Patreons for this week. We have. Jules, quick shout out to
Pavel Smolinski.
Yes, thank you for saying that. And Jarrell Johnson. Yeah. So brand new Patreons, you guys rock. Patreon.com/NightRideFM. And that's it. Is that our show?
Yeah.
Can we go home now?
Don't forget, you can buy us a beer at thestateofsynth.com.
Yes.
You can also buy a T-shirt or a pillow or I don't know
a shower curtain.
Shower curtain, yeah.
The State of Synth shower curtain. It is all the rage. Let me tell you, when I get into the State of Synth shower curtain shower, I come out of that thing so damn fresh you wouldn't even believe it. It's incredible.
By the way, Dennis.
Yes.
Vasto, who's awake still somehow.
What is going on?
We're talking in the YouTubes there, and we were saying I agree. There's no such thing as shitty synthwave, but Vasto apparently says there is.
There is, yes.
I don't know where he comes from, man.
There is
that guy.
Yeah, I mean, you know what it is? It's the people who don't go into the shower with the status in the shower curtain.
Right.
They just
they
go into a regular shower curtain, and they come out the way they came in, all nasty and dirty. Don't do that, guys. Don't do that. Get yourself a nice The State of Synth shower curtain and
Cheers, Viking.
Clean
He's
yourself.
gonna get a pillow.
Clean yourself off.
By the way, we mentioned Vasto, who's in the YouTubes. Vasto is a producer, makes amazing music. Go check him out. Look for Vasto Vlad on the Facebooks or Vasto. What man? Can you find his Bandcamp?
I'm
Vasto.
sorry. I'm so done.
What?
I'm done. I cracked myself up too much. And yeah, shout out to Voss. Seriously, Vosto, what is going on? You are like man about town these days. So be quick shout out.
Head over to Vasto.bandcamp.com.
Yeah,
for
get
some
yourself some
amazing
Vosto.
music, and you can find him, of course, on Spotify.
Yeah.
And with that, I think Dennis, that's our show, right?
That is indeed our show. We have one more track that we will definitely play for you guys, but we want to thank you for listening. Always go to thestateofsynth.com to find out more, buy us beer, blah 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 blah, support the station. That's it.
Yeah. Also, by the way, you can listen to us on Sundays on Retro Hit Radio. We're kind of what is it? what's the term?
What?
We are
Syndicated.
we're on syndicated, yeah, on
Yes.
Retro Hit Radio down in New Zealand.
I wasn't
Kiwiland.
paying attention. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so Sunday nights you can hear us again on Retro Hit Radio, or if you're down in New Zealand, you're listening to us now. Hi.
Thank you for listening, all of our people down under. So
Yes,
shout out to you.
A quick shout out, one more shout out to Grits, who's in the IRC chats.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. We are going to come back next week, and we're going to just have another amazing guest on. We really appreciate all the people that listen live, because you guys really make it fun. You know.
Yes. And
It's a good
thanks
ride.
to our guest tonight, Max Cruz, aka Ben, and the Motion Epic, which was Pat and Nick. Thank you so much, guys, for being on our show. Some of the best artists in the scene.
Yeah. Enough talky, more play. Let's
Yes.
play one more track and get out of here.
Let's do it. We're gonna play you guys out with a track from French artist Thomas Brandon, a new one. It's called The Unsleeping Eye. From all of us here at Night Ride FM, have a good night.
And we'll see you next week. Thanks.
Bye.